Well, the City of Lloydminster held a Your Voice night on Thursday, giving residents a platform to voice their concerns surrounding our area. Our Ryan Craig reports.
Residents in the Lloydminster area gathered at the old Sears location in the Lloyd Mall to go over new and revised bylaws affecting the border city.
Well, I wanted to find out the actual information that the city's trying to propose and get the ability to ask questions from the employees of the city, because there's a lot of rumors in the city about, how cannabis is going to be enforced and the rules around it.
Cannabis was the big focal point in this year's Your Voice night, where there were stations for each bylaw that would be affected by legalization, among other issues in the city being presented as well.
Cannabis affects the land use bylaw, the smoking bylaw, obviously the business license bylaw. So what we're looking for tonight is we've given first reading to those bylaws, and we're asking the public to give us some feedback on areas that we have municipal control over.
Well, I've heard comments ranging from why the city isn't in the cannabis business to why do we have cannabis coming to the city. So that's pretty much as broad spectrum as you can there.
While the unique setup of the event allowed people to see each bylaw specifically laid out in front of them and talk to individuals in the city, some residents were expecting something different.
I was expecting something a little bit more formal, to be honest. I do appreciate, though, that the city's giving this opportunity for us to ask questions directly and maybe clear up some of these speculations. So.
And what we wanted to do was give everybody equal opportunity to speak to council members, to speak administration, and go from there. And I think this is working out very well.
The city will be hosting Coffee with Council on April 25th. Ryan Craig, Newcap News.
And City Council formally dissolved the Downtown Business Improvement District this week. BID members originally moved to dissolve back in late March after deciding they weren't able to use taxpayer dollars efficiently enough. Administration is now moving to establish an advisory committee for the Downtown Revitalization Plan.
Both businesses, taxpayers, residents, the people that use the downtown, to get their input to help formulate a plan to move forward with the downtown.
Albert says it's important in making this move to still allow former BID members to have a voice in the area's future.
We want to ensure that we get a wide variety of input from people to make the best decisions that we can to how to improve and revitalize downtown.
All BID assets and liabilities are now the city's responsibility.
This is Newcap weather.
Welcome to it, everyone. I'm filling in for Gerard today, and certainly a beautiful day to be filling in. We are currently sitting at 12 degrees, which is finally right around our average temperatures. Normally we're sitting at 13 for our highs at this time of year. So certainly a little bit of cloud cover in the area, but a nice day overall. As we look to the Lakeland area, you guys are currently at 15 degrees. A little bit of cloud cover there as well, and winds not much of a factor coming out of the west-southwest at 10 kilometers an hour, just enough to keep those clouds moving. And in the Battlefords, currently sunny and 14 degrees. It's nice to say those numbers finally. As we look across the area here now, you can see Vermilion, Vegreville, both sitting at 14 degrees. Wainwright as well. A little bit chillier out west there, 13 degrees in Edmonton. And as we look to the north, Pierceland 14, Bonnyville is 12, and then up by Isla Cross, a couple of 13s there, and in Meadow Lake and Green Lake as well. St. Walburg on the chillier side, but I mean, these numbers are just so nice to look at, I have to say. And as we look to the south there, 17 degrees in Kindersley, 16 in Swift Current, Medicine Hat and Lethbridge. Look at that, a couple of plus 18 degrees. It's nice that spring is here. It's just some good numbers all around. Tomorrow it will be getting a little bit chillier and a little bit wetter, but we'll have those details for you later in the show.
Well, Dancin on the Border is underway, celebrating their 15th anniversary, a festival that means so much more than just a competition for our local dancers.
That does weeping, it usually takes you right before you are sleeping through the crack in the door.
For the last 15 years, Dancin on the Border has put art in the spotlight. The dance festival is always something local dancers look forward to as they get to showcase their talent on their home stage.
It means a lot because then I have people that I know encouraging me. You're with your whole dance family, you grew up with these people. You also know other people from different studios because you grew up in this town, so it's fun. It feels very uplifting. It feels like you're kind of empowered and passionate, but all these people are coming here to watch you, so it feels really good.
Everything from the wristbands to the awards are kept local, something Dancin on the Border has kept true to since the very beginning.
We started as a grassroots project 15 years ago. We've stayed local and kept local the whole time, and I think it's really important to think Lloyd first when we're putting on something like this.
Thanks to the support from the community, the festival is able to give dancers a unique opportunity to train with some of the best in the dance world.
We're offering free workshops to all of the dancers where they get to dance and take a master class from their adjudicators.
It's a thank you to the dancers and to the teachers who've supported us for 15 years and made this festival the success it is.
It feels good because then you're actually not just working on your dance, you also come to learn new stuff.
And in a city dominated by mainstream sports, events like Dancin on the Border brings attention to a category often overlooked.
I think it's very important, once again, to support fine arts. Arts is very important in any community, and I think the fact that some of these dancers train almost as much as pre-professional athletes do with the amount of time that they're in the studio with their conditioning classes and their progressions and techniques, and doing all of that is just as important. And focus on that as well, because they're not just artists, they're athletes and artists combined, which is the beauty of the art of dance.
Well, we have been meeting some people who have volunteered over the years, and we are just one sleep away from a major celebration for the Kinsmen Club of Lloydminster.
We were one of the original charter groups back in 1928, and 90 years later, here we are. We're still around, we're still serving our community and fundraising for the community, and very, very excited about it.
Kinsmen Lloydminster is the 13th oldest Kinsmen club in Canada with some 24 active members. The 90th anniversary gala is tomorrow at the Stockade.
We're going to have a lot of K40s in attendance. Some of them have been 65 years a member of K40 and Kinsmen. So what an amazing, it's an amazing honor just to have them in attendance and learn some knowledge about what they've done over the years.
The list of those who have contributed over the years will be rolled out starting at 5:30 on Saturday evening. Well, Lakeland College saw its best year yet last week for the 6th annual President's Gala. The event, which included a gourmet meal, luxury raffle, live and silent auctions, and a performance by Julie Black, raised $72,000, up from $16,000 from 2017's total. The proceeds will help build the Support Our Student Bursary, which works to help students overcome financial challenges, as well as grow Lakeland's Student Awards program. Lakeland was only able to provide funding for 121 out of 260 applications in the most recent bursary application process. Well, there's plenty of opportunity to take in some community art this weekend. Wainwright is hosting a theater production, and there's a dinner theater scheduled at the Legacy Center here in Lloydminster. Heather Clegus has the details in this edition of What's Happening.
Coming up tomorrow night, you've got a chance to check out some theater in Wainwright as Theater 75 presents Under the Influence. The really neat part about this show is that the proceeds raised are going to go to the Wainwright Public Library, and that's going to go to enhance their resources when it comes to mental health and addictions as well. So if you want to check out the show, it's going to be on tomorrow night at the Communiplex in Wainwright. Thursday night is opening night for dinner theater here at the Legacy Center. You've still got time to pick up tickets so that you can see the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. A lot of fantastic local talent on stage, and I hear there's a few musical numbers as part of the show as well. The show runs Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Stop by the Legacy Center to get your tickets. This weekend, you have a chance to win a copy of Chris Stapleton's latest album, From A Room Volume 2. He just won a couple of ACM awards, including the award for Male Vocalist of the Year. You can win a copy of this award-winning gentleman's latest album by sending an email to tvcontest@newcap.ca. Make sure you include your name and your daytime phone number. And we want to say thanks to John at Universal Music Canada for setting us up with the music. And coming up on Sunday, you've got a chance to support the Hillmont 4-H Beef Club. They're hosting a pancake supper, a pie bingo, and a cake auction. Things get underway at 4:30 at the Hillmont Hall. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, I hope you have a great one. I'm Heather Klegus, and that's what's happening.
This is Newcap weather.
Welcome back, folks. As I alluded to earlier in the cast, good temperatures all across the region today. However, tomorrow those temperatures will drop back. Now let's take a look at why. As we put this map into motion, as Gerard says, you can see this system in BC will push into Alberta here, and then as this low pressure system moves across the prairies, it brings with it all of that rain with it. So let's see what that means for temperatures across the region. Tomorrow up by Lac La Biche, you'll see highs in the 8-degree range. St. Paul 6, Bonnyville and Cold Lake right around the 9-degree mark. Same down by Edmonton and Vegreville. And as we look to the other side here, 10 in Isle Cross and 11 in Green Lake and Meadow Lake, and a little bit chillier in St. Walburg. North Battleford, you'll see a high of 14 tomorrow, but there you will also have a chance of some showers in that area. Now, as we look across the country, starting in Vancouver, currently sitting at 12 degrees, 14 in Edmonton, a little bit colder up in Whitehorse and Yellowknife. And as we look in Regina, 11 degrees there, 15 in Winnipeg. Toronto and Quebec City, partly cloudy there, sitting around 6 and 5 degrees for you folks. And in St. John's, 0 for you folks over there. Might even be seeing some flurries at this point. And Halifax, 1 degree. But as we bring it back to the Midwest here, and the Battlefords rather, currently sitting at 14 degrees in the Battleford region and sunny temperatures. I almost hope you're outside enjoying the weather instead of watching us here. But as we look into the overnight period, 1 degree there, and the clouds will, break and bring with it some showers potentially, with a high of 14 degrees. And as we look in the Lakeland region, 13 currently, 1 degree overnight, and partly cloudy. As that will continue into tomorrow with that high, as I mentioned before, of right around that 9-degree mark. And those periods of rain will continue throughout the day, and potentially even tomorrow night. You might see some rain and snow mix as it gets right around the freezer mark tomorrow evening. In the Midwest now, 12 degrees, as I mentioned, dropping to 1, maybe 0 in some spots throughout the region. And for us as well, a high of 9 tomorrow, and periods of rain throughout the day and right up until the evening time. However, it's the wind that we really have to be watching here as we look to the weekend. And high of 7 for Sunday. Those winds, we're lowballing it at 35 kilometers an hour, might get up to as high, gusting as high as up to 70, maybe even 80 kilometers an hour. So batten down the hatches and just be ready for it. As we look after the weekend, it'll warm right back up, fortunately. On Monday, 11 degrees for a high, and 18. I feel like that's the first time I've said that number in months. It's wonderful, I love it. 13 degrees for a high on Wednesday, and that's pretty much right where we are normally at this time of year. On Thursday, 18 again, and sunny. Friday, 17 to kick off next weekend, so just have to bear with the I guess, spring sort of dreary temperatures this weekend. But we'll switch it over to you, Michaela, for agriculture news.